Yo, what up everyone? Welcome to StackBMX.com's Instagram and YouTube channel. Today we're going to do and explain a review about the Broc Raiford Signature Darkwave Frame. So like always, if you're watching this on Instagram and you want to enter our YouTube channel, head over there to enter, because at 5,000 subscribers we're going to give away a free bicycle to one of you lucky winners. If you're on Instagram, you want to win some free stuff, first 20 commenters to comment below what they believe is their favorite trick that Broc Raiford does. Leave us a comment below. First 20 people that leave us a comment will be entered. We'll pick the winner on Monday. Yeah, let's get to it. Let's talk a little bit about this frame. This is Broc Raiford's signature frame. If you're a mom and dad out there and you're wondering how come this frame costs just as much as a whole complete bike, there's a lot of different features, and I'll explain everything on here about that. If you're here for the contest, hang tight, because later on in the video I'll tell you all the rules and everything and how to enter. But if you already watch our channel, make sure you enter now. The biggest thing to know why aftermarket frame is different price or almost the same price as a full bicycle is mainly because the quality that's put into the actual frame. They're a lot heavier duty. They're designed to take bigger hits and bashes and stuff like that. So they just make better materials. Usually it's machined materials out of here. They have better top tubes. Usually they're full chromoly frames if it's an aftermarket frame. They have cool things like integrated seat clamps and hollow dropouts, chain tensioners on there. A lot of little different things that make the frame more expensive than other frames. But yeah, just hang tight. I'll tell you everything about it. So I think the basic things are the geometry of the frame. So we're gonna start with some of that and then go through the features on it. So straight off the bat, I think the head tube is what a lot of people pay attention to. This head tube is a 75.25 head tube. The head tube is the actual front piece where the bearings go in. So this is the head tube. The head tube angle is the angle of this. So depending on what tires you run or what forks, it creates the angle for the head tube. This head tube is pretty steep. 75.25 is relatively steep. A lot of other frames go up to 72 or 75.5. I've seen some a little bit steeper. Mellow is going to be about a 72, more for trails. 73, a lot for trails. The steeper it is, more for nose manual, stuff like that. So if you got a stock bike, most likely your head tube isn't as steep. So that's going to be one reason why you're going to want an aftermarket frame. Another thing is notice how this is machined out of one solid piece of metal. This is so the headset doesn't come loose, it doesn't flare out your frame, and you don't have to replace the frame because you got a loose headset. Another thing is as gyro mounts, so you can put gyro mounts on it. Also notice how it's machined down quite a bit to reduce the weight, to keep this frame really light. So that's a big factor on that. The next thing I noticed, a lot of people pick the frames based off of the top tube. Top tube is this top tube right here. The way it's measured is from the center of the head tube here and the center of the seat tube. The seat tube is the seat post tube that the seat post goes inside of. So this is called the seat tube. This is a top tube, and you measure from the center to center. So this frame comes in 20.75 from center to center here, or it comes in 21 inch or 21.25. If you wonder if you should be buying a 27.5 or 21, usually recommend if you're about, I would say personally, if you're about 6'1", 6 foot, you can go down to 27.5 or below. Anything shorter than that, I would say run with the 27.5. If you're about 5'8" and smaller, 27.5 might be a little bit big for you, but if you enjoy riding big frames, then do so. 21 inch is going to be for somebody that's between the 5'10" to 6'2" area. If you're large or taller than 6'2", you're like 6'4" or something like that, we would recommend the 21.25 inch top tube frame for you. Another thing is, I think is a big, actually we're doing geometry. So this next thing is the rear end length. Rear end length is measured from the center of the bottom bracket here. Bottom bracket is basically the bearing casing. So this holds all the bearings. So from the center here to the center of your axle with your chain on and everything is going to determine the length of the rear end. This one measures out to 13.25 completely slammed to 13.5 if it's just hanging on the dropout barely. So 13-inch is a pretty short rear end. They go down to 12.7 nowadays and 12.5. Those are super short rear ends, but a 13.25 is a little bit on the longer side. Trail riders tend to ride a 13.25 all the way to a 13.75. So if you're wondering about back end, the shorter the rear end, the easier to manual, stuff like that, but it doesn't make it loopy for bunny hops and stuff like that. Next thing up is the bottom bracket height. The bottom bracket height is 11.75, so that's almost 12 inches high, and that's from the ground to the center of the cranks right here. So there's going to be 11.75. It's pretty low. 11.6, 11.5 bottom brackets are on the low end. 12-inch bottom brackets are on the high end. If you want a lower bottom bracket, it's going to help you manual and stuff like that, and make it more difficult for crooked grinds and stuff like that, because the frame will hit on the kink of the rail a lot easier and stuff like that. So keep those things in mind. Next thing up is a seat tube angle. No, a lot of people don't pay attention to this. I think most of the frames are kind of all similar. I've seen most of them are 71 tube angle. So that determines what the angle of the seat post is and stuff like that. So 73 is going to be steeper, 70 is going to be more mellow. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the geometry. I think I covered everything. So if you're trying to figure out a frame that fits you and stuff like that, think about those specs. But remember, geometry is just based on preference. Go out and try a bunch of stuff. You're not going to figure out what's the best size frame and the best head tube angle, top tube, seat tube or anything like that, because you're not trying a bunch of different things. And yeah, just keep that in mind. Try a lot of things to see what you like, because everything matters. The seat tube angle is different. It's going to change the head tube and the top tube length and everything. Let's go down to all the actual specs about this frame. The main feature about this frame is that it has the wave down tube on here. This prevents it from denting when you mess up, maybe hit the rail or something like that, and it dents the down tube. Having a dent in the down tube significantly, how do you say, it just makes it a lot weaker. So putting those waves in there keeps it from denting, and it keeps it from being weak. Notice how the gusset is also have a wave on there. I think that's pretty cool. But that's a big feature about this. Another cool thing is Broc did his own graphics right here. These shark graphics look super dope. Super hyped on those graphics. I like how it's pretty plain, with the graphic here, and definitely the head tube graphic right here looks extra dope. So good job, Broc. Killed it with those pencils and stuff. So yeah, that's another thing. If you're wondering why the frame's real expensive, obviously 4130 chromoly. The top tube, down tubes are all mitered. The chainstays are mitered. Look how the frame comes really close to here, and all the tubings meet up right here. This is going to create a really awesome weld, and make sure that thing stays super strong. Another thing I noticed, has a built-in seat clamp with a little Sunday logo right there. Looks super dope. It's got removable brake mounts, so this post is removable, and then as well as the brake mounts are removable. So if you want to remove those. Another thing is that I see that it has super thick dropouts. These dropouts are 8 millimeters thick. They're super wide. They have a chain tensioner in here to move your wheel back and forth and keep it from slipping forward. I think that's super cool. It's got a pretty rad Sunday plate right here, all engraved. Notice the bottom bracket's pretty dope. It's got machining down in the middle to keep it lightweight. But if you're doing dark dusters and stuff like that, it'll lock in pretty well. Yeah, lock you in. But overall, I think Sunday and Broc did a badass job on designing this frame. This thing came out super dope. These frames come in two different colors. They come in raw, and they come in this dusk fade. So it's a blue with like a light blue on the back, or a teal color. Both of them look super dope. If you're looking for one of these, we have 27.5 and 21-inch available on our website at stackbmx.com. You can pick one up. Currently, we're out of stock on the 20.5. Sold out of those before we got them on the site. But yeah, if you want 27.5 or 21, don't slack. cop one of those. Yeah, that's pretty much it for those. I think the raw one retails for on our site for $3.99, and the blue one goes for $389.95. But yeah, that's it for the Broc Raiford Sunday Darkwave Frame. If you're hanging tight to want to know how to enter our contest for YouTube, head over to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, like this video, turn on your notification bells, and leave us a comment below. Let us know what you like about this video, what you don't like about this video, and that'll enter you to the contest. And at 5,000 subscribers, we're gonna give away a free bicycle retailed at $289.95. So just enter up, and we're pretty close, about 900 short. So as soon as we get there, we'll be giving away. But yeah, shout out if you like this frame, leave us a comment below, put a shark in there or something. But thanks for watching. See you next time.